So, friends, do you know disruptive productivity? That has the potential to start showing results in a month's time itself. So, you will know about all this. But before that, please allow me to introduce Mr. Manu Raj, a seasoned expert in ongoing improvements, having more than 16 years of industry experience. And after working for various multinational companies, started his own and made a huge difference in manufacturing, engineering, and IT companies. So one of the most powerful statement of Manu is, in order to improvise, we need to identify the hidden potential within the organization. So, if you want to implement disruptive productivity and drive extraordinary results within your organization, then Manu is the person. So, that's about Manu. And yes, as you all know, like myself, Parag from Digilysi Tech Engineering Private Limited, and happy to share, Mr. Manu will be a channel partner and perfectly fits into Digilysi's holistic solutions. And as you most of you know that Digilysi helps in terms of funding, corporate governance, technology, and market access and industrial expertise. One-stop holistic solutions to industrial sector. So that's about Manu. I think that is pretty sufficient. In case if I missed anything, probably might want to share now, and probably I have another few interesting questions to ask for.
Yeah, let's start. I mean, that's a good enough introduction. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you. And the interesting question which that came to my mind during our interactions, right? So I wanted to discuss with you quickly to understand one of your favorite statement. You mentioned as measurement drive behavior. So can you just share how does it drive the behavior? I'm just curious to know about what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I first heard this from my mentor, my guru, who introduced me to the world of theory of constraints. Measurements drive behavior. I mean, this sounds very simple, but it's quite a deep statement. Okay, and there are many layers of its meaning. Okay, so I will share an incident with you. It's a true incident that happened, with me. I observed it firsthand, so it's not a story which I heard from somebody else. And this will kind of explain to you what this means. So this company is in the business of making conventional and CNC metal cutting machines. A real incident some years back. This company, one particular customer order for a conventional machine was ready, except for its lubrication pump. The sales value of this customer order was around 40 lakhs. And the contribution of this particular order was about 20 lakhs, which means 20 lakhs was the material value and 20 lakhs is the margin or contribution. The company at that time was going through severe losses and cash shortages, quite unfortunate times. And they had not cleared the payments for their lubrication pump supplier for a long time, many months actually. The price of this pump was around 10,000 rupees. But their regular supplier was refusing to supply till some of those old payments were cleared. A similar pump was available ex stock at a local supplier, but was quoting 13,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees more than what they usually get for. They could have bought it from the local supplier, but they waited to make some of the past payments to the usual supplier and then received the pump. And the whole process took over a month. Now look at this. The purchase team saved 3,000 rupees, which is like 30% of the cost of the pump, by not buying from the local supplier. But in that process, they lost 20,000 rupees, delaying the dispatch of the machine, right? I mean, at that time, the bank interest was 12% a year. So, they lost 1% a month. So they lost 1% of that 20 lakh, about 20,000 rupees, but saved 3,000 rupees. Now this, whatever has happened, is a direct demonstration or manifestation of bad measurement. The bad measurement was for the purchase team. The purchase team saved 3,000 rupees at the cost of 20,000 rupees. It's not the fault of the purchase team, but the management. I mean, this is one of the manifestations of how measurements drive behavior. So if you have good measurements, it will drive right behavior. If you have bad measurements, it's going to drive really bad behavior. I hope this incident kind of
Yeah, I think
triggers.
it's a perfect real time example. I think that is more than sufficient to understand driving behavior is concerned. That's wonderful. Thank you. And just that another question, because we had a lot of interactions, before this call, and we understand, the bottom line matters. But see, I am interacting with most of the industry sector also, because especially MSME and other corporates also. And the study also says that 95% of the industry owners is unable to leverage by working on the bottom line. So you also interacted closely with most of the CEOs and business owners and everything. Now, as per your experience, what is that? Why they are not able to leverage this, even though they understand bottom line matters? So if you can just throw some light on this.
Ragji, it's a very question because there are again layers of understanding this. So let me so you see, I recently remember reading an article from I think Business Standard, okay, which said this, that 37 of the 2000 listed companies in India made higher profit than the previous year. So in FY23, only 37 out of the 2000 listed companies made higher profits than the previous year. That is like 1.8%. Now, less than 2% of companies reported a higher profit than the previous year. So the way you can look at this is one could say that these guys are cooking up their books. But I don't believe all of them are, because 2% is too small a number, pathetically low a number. And probably the only explanation for such a bad performance as an industry, okay, is that we don't know how to increase bottom line. Yeah, I'm making a very deep statement. I'm aware of the responsibility. I'm not making it very irresponsibly here. But I think that is the only probable explanation. And I'm referring to that. See, most business owners or most managers, most business leaders, they believe that increasing profit is about reducing cost. No, it is not. One may increase the cost, but still make a significant improvement in profit. Okay, so and there are ways to increase sales significantly without increasing cost. Okay, let me show you. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say you're a component manufacturer for an OEM. Okay, one of the toughest space to be in, because the OEM squeezes the component manufacturer, right, for margins and everything.
That's right. Yeah.
Everyone in your industry is offering, let's say, a 4-week delivery lead time. Yeah, you are one of the suppliers to the OEM market. So if you could increase your factory productivity, I am not talking about individual productivity, I am talking about the output of the plant. Without adding resources, you will be able to offer a better on-time delivery to your OEM customers, right? A consistent performance, a consistent on-time performance will translate into higher sales, because you will be able to get more share from the OEM, right? Very logical. Or because you have improved your factory productivity, now you will be able to service more customers, because increasing productivity means releasing capacity, exposing or releasing more capacity, hidden capacity. So you will be able to service more customers with the same infrastructure. Also, some of your orders may be able to get a better price, because you will be able to offer a shorter delivery time for some urgent requirements. I mean, in all these three scenarios, basically you're increasing sales significantly without increasing your operating expense. With the same set of infrastructure, you are able to dispatch more, you are able to sell more. And that is the direction for probably, profit improvement. That how can we increase dispatches? How can we increase output without increasing the operating expense? And my expertise that I've built over the last 13 years of implementation is that improving factory output, improving factory productivity without the new software, without any additional resources, or even without getting into some elaborate training program. Yeah, hope that answers.
Wonderful. I think see that the moment when you said it's without any training programs, I have interacted with the industry owners, and especially who are into proprietorship, and they are making good, nearly about 25 to 30 crores. They are making a revenue and all that. Now they realize they want to get into private limited because they understood the bottlenecks of proprietorship, and but the deep conversation when we were having, then he was not ready to get trained in terms of mind, but at the same time he wants the company to grow. So there becomes a very difficult scenario, right? So it is always a top-down approach. Any change that drastically has to happen, it has to come from the top down, right? So if
Absolutely.
the owner is not willing to learn something which is essential for him to learn, so that it inculcates the same culture into the organization, but he's not uh, comfortable enough to learn. He's maybe rather he reached that the ceiling of learning and getting the things. Maybe he's thinking in terms of how to scale it up. So I'm just trying to give all the scenario, but the change of this mindset slightly is required. If you go there, there is acceptance level is little less according to my experiences. Now, what do you say about it?
See, when I referred to the earlier comment about without any training, what I was referring to was the skills development training. Okay, there is a whole lot of mindset change required right from the owner. As you said, it's top down. So the mindset has to get changed at the owner level first, and then it will percolate down. I mean, it's never bottom up for the mindset change. And what you are referring to is a very very important element of growth. At every stage, when you want to go to the next stage, obviously some mindset change has to be there. Otherwise, that lift is not going to happen. So it's if the owner is not ready for a change in mindset, then I don't think even the Upperwala can help.
And be ready to leave a stagnated business.
Yeah,
The way
yeah,
it's
yeah.
going, it will go on, right? So
Correct.
I think that should be the some conclusion. Yes, wonderful. I think that you nicely shared that. So now if I tell you, Manu, I want my audience to know about you with one statement. They should remember you. Actually, Manu is for this. Now, what is that one statement you would like to tell, so that you'll be in terms of giving a helping to organization in that context. I'm asking.
Yeah. So that one statement will be, there is a way to increase productivity in a disruptive way, in a dramatic way, without having to get into any elaborate, change. One change, small change, but it's so powerful that it can very quickly change the performance of your team. Yeah, so that's what I would like to.
Wonderful. I think that's where you come in place, and I know you can definitely help the organization to grow from. And it's a step by step process. It is not like a drastic change you bring into any organizations. Perfect. Well said. Yes. And now, in fact, I had a question about you. I wanted you to share some of the case studies, which is most challenging. And in fact, you already shared few case studies during our discussion. But I want you to just think of, because you must have handled a number of challenges, right? So I want you to choose one top challenge which you faced, and you made a difference, that has really impacted to in an industry. If you can just share in the quickest possible way.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so I can think of um, quite a few, but I'll share one with you. Uh, so this company that we were working with, we just started to work with, was or is a General Electric supplier. They're based in Thane. And they make some customized large equipments, engineering equipments for General Electric. Um, and just understand this, that they are a supplier to a very large, international company. So they have already reached, in terms of their systems and methods and processes, to a fairly good level of evolution. And their delivery lead time for these equipments were typically in the range of 4 to 5 weeks. So 4 to 5 weeks from when the order is received. We were able to change something in their way of working. And I'm not getting into the details of what it is because of the time. But those actions were a very simple action, nothing complicated, very, very simple. But I can tell you it was completely opposite to the current common sense. Their delivery lead time went down from 4 to 5 weeks to less than a week. Yes, it's
That's
not. I'm
wonderful.
not. I'm not. Uh, it is. It came down to 1 week, less than a week, and imagine such a drastic improvement. Even when the systems and processes are, at a fairly good level. Now, because of this dramatic reduction in lead time, they were able to accept orders from General Electric, which were less than 4 to 5 weeks. Earlier, they were refusing to accept less than 4 to 5 weeks of delivery because there were good, penalties and pressure from the customer. So now, because they were able to suddenly bring down the delivery time, they were able to accept orders with shorter lead time and at a better price. Just imagine what it would have done to their profit margins without increasing your operating expense. They were able to significantly increase sales. I mean, I remember this case particularly because this was one of my first successes in my journey. So it is very close to my heart. Yeah,
Okay.
hope that helps.
Definitely, I think it's a wonderful example. Sometimes small, which they, as you initially we started with that only. So it is like a hidden potential, probably in the organization it's existing, which even though the so-called system-oriented company itself is unable to identify that potential. So with your presence, I think that made a huge difference. That's a wonderful thing to definitely hear about. And now that brings me another, because since we are making this call as short as possible, so I'm just jumping into the another question. So yes, we discussed a lot of challenges and solutions, all those things, right? So what is that one core message you want to give to business owner who has a real appetite to grow in their businesses?
Okay, so um, good question. What is the core message? Uh,
Yeah. So
I
what?
will, I will, I will, I will tell you this,
Yeah.
that if you are able to increase the flow, okay, flow of material, flow of decisions, flow of information, it will produce a phenomenal level of output. And to increase the flow, you don't have to do anything elaborate, just one small change in mindset, and you can increase the flow of material, you can increase the flow of information and decisions rapidly.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think this perfectly well said, well articulated statement rather than explaining a lot. So that's perfect statement, Manu. Thanks for that. And see, just we are about to close this discussion. So I would like to let our audience about the value of So sorry, I'm coming back to the closing of this conversation. So what I would like to share here to my customers and other business owners. So collaboration is the key. So be it. Now, so we are here. So Digilysi started with IT as an IT company. We built software products and customized software solutions. But one point in time we realized, so we need to go with a holistic solution. That's where we started collaborating with the industry experts, like we are talking to Madhu now. So that brings in, so it is what we call it is a non-competitive alliance. It's a win-win situation, wherein when we come to you, so we will have a holistic solutions to offer to you. And most of the time, 90% of the cases, as Monu categorically mentioned about, it is a subtle small changes that can make a huge difference in your organizations. And this is one of the solution where we are discussing. As you know that when it comes to holistic solution, it comes the bigger umbrella of funding. So initially, most of the companies need funding. At the same time, very important aspect is the corporate governance, wherein most of the companies, and there are some companies who they had to shut down because the corporate governance was not right, even though they were 1,000 crore companies. So that plays a very important role. So we are here to offer you that, and of course the market access and industry experts in the various sector. We are there for you. And in case if you have any questions for me and for Manu, so we are happy to hear you, and we are happy to interact with you, and so that we can give a holistic solutions to you and to make a huge difference to your organization. So that is from my side, Manu. So would you like to conclude from your end any other important points which you might want to really highlight in at
Oh,
this
uh,
junction?
I think we are good. So all the best to all your viewers, and hope to talk to some of them very soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, thank you very much, Manu, and I'm really happy that I'm collaborating, and you being channel partner to us, and I strongly believe that
Same here.
our synergy, somehow I don't know, it's sometimes you feel that, right? So I think together we can do something. So that's the first gut feeling which I experienced with you. That's where we are here today, to take this to the to our end customers and make the real difference to our end customers. So once again, thank you, Manu, and we'll be in touch, and for any other opportunity that comes in.
Very great. Thank you, Parag. See
Thank
you
you.
soon.
See you soon. Thank you. So, friends, thank you very much for watching, and we really hope that was valuable for you and in order to grow your business. So, in case if you are really interested, we provided the link below. You can click and register for the discovery call, and we are there for you to help you. And we defined some irresistible offer for you, and you might want to really check in. Thank you.